Hi, my name is Aretha, and I work as a social worker case manager in the Family Preservation Program. Our agency contracts with Department of Children and Family Services, and what that means is that we provide in-home based services for children who are at risk of going into out-of-home placement. What I'd like to do is just kind of tell you about what a normal work week would look like for me. During the initial assessment, when I first meet that family, it is very important that I, be upfront with them, let them know that I am their advocate and not their judge. I'm there to build a rapport with them, to engage them so that they feel that they can empower themselves to do this and to keep their children at home with them. As you might imagine, there's really no such thing as a typical day being a family preservation worker. I may have to meet with a client at the hotel after they've been evicted. I may have to provide services like utility assistance. Maybe their utilities have been shut off. I may also have to work with a teen mom who needs diapers for her baby. And so really, there's so much in the day of a social worker that I can't predict what things would look like. Initially, in working with the family, it's very important that I do a comprehensive evaluation. And the purpose of this assessment is to look at the family's history, their strengths, the barriers, resources, and anything that will assist that family in being successful. And to be quite honest with you, the paperwork drives me crazy. However, it's very important and vital that I document everything as I'm working with that family. And the reason why is if you didn't document it, it didn't happen. As I conduct home visits, I travel quite a bit. And it can be very frustrating as when I'm traveling to a home visit and the family no-shows. And for me, that has a lot to do with the engagement process. Because once I engage with the family, I feel like they are invested and that they will be there when I show up to talk with them and work with them. Initially, when we're working with families, they can be quite angry and upset that we are actually in their life. But one of the things that I do when I talk with the family is I let them know that I'm their advocate and their support person and not their judge. Each agency in Kansas that provides family preservation does things a little bit differently. At my agency, we use a team approach as well as an individual approach. As myself, I've worked with the agency for 3 years, and I do the individual approach where I work by myself with my families. The team approach is when a clinician is linked with a family support worker who provides tangible services. Since family preservation is responsible for providing services 24/7, each agency has their own plan for coverage. At my agency, we take turns being on call for a weekend at a time, or every 6 weeks or so. It's different with each agency, but this works for me because it shares the workload across our staff, yet it still meets the needs of our families in crisis. Family preservation is a job that requires the ability to balance many things at once. On one hand, we will need to work with a family who is in crisis and who we need to refer them to. On the other hand, in order to advance our opportunities and knowledges and skills, we need to attend trainings, work with other providers in the community, and we also need to know our community resources well enough to know who to call in a time of a crisis for a family. As a family preservation social worker, I love what I do. It allows me the opportunity to work with a family. It enables them to be able to succeed and feel empowered. I feel that I can make a difference.